Ahoy everyone, welcome back to my officer training series. This is episode 2, At Sea, Controlling Your Vessel. In this video we're going to be going over sailing, jobber management, monitoring your ship, and everything else that comes with it. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Before we leave port, we're going to do a few things. First, we're going to check the stock of the ship. Just double check it, make sure it's all good. 5250, we're good to go. And then we're going to go up to the helm, chart a course. Let's chart a course to go here, there, and everywhere because we can. There we go. We'll do a quick configuration check. It's all good to go. Let's have a quick look here. There we go. Jobber statement's done. Updated statement. We already have our swabbies on our ship. There is no need to call all hands. And now we are ready to go. You'll notice down here on the side panel, on the right hand side, underneath the sail and deport button, there's two little symbols here. We want to click the little pirate symbol, which is for jobbers, and we're going to disable the target, which is auto target. I'm just going to run over a few things before we leave here. On the right hand panel, there's a whole bunch of buttons here. It's under the vessel tab. At the top, you'll see pillaging, average to hard brigands and barbarians. This changes depending on what your ship is configured to do. If you're pillaging, it's a skull and cross swords, and it of course changes depending on what you're configured to. Evading is a little sail. I can't honestly remember what the rest of them are. There are three little semicircles. The first one is your speed. It shows up as yellow. You want it as full as you can get it. The second one is your damage. It shows up red. You want it empty like it is now. And bilge is blue, which signifies the amount of water in your ship. You also want that one empty like it is now. To the right of that is the amount of loaded cannons that you have. In this case, we have 0. That will change once we get going. Below this is your targeted ship panel. It contains the name of the crew the ship belongs to, the crew's rank, which is PvP related and not necessary for PvE, the vessel name, and the flag that the vessel belongs to, as well as the little ship icon to signify if it's a sloop, cutter, dhow, etc., and a little limited edition symbol because we are on the ancient class sloop. Underneath that panel, we have the pirates aboard. You can see I've got one pirate that's already stationed onto sails or rigging, and if you hover over that there, it says sailing. Underneath that, you've got the lazing about. Everybody else is currently lazing. I can order them to do stuff from here. You can order a bot to do anything but navigation. I can order a player to do anything on a ship. You cannot order yourself. Funny thing, that. Below the pirates aboard, there's a sail and deport button. If you're sailing, sail will turn to turnabout, and if you're not in port, the deport button will turn to port. Below that, you have your hiring jobbers button, and your auto-targeting ships, your disembark, and your arranged furniture. If you're a royal and a flag, you'll also have this blockade button if you're in port. I think that's everything that I have to go over here, so why don't we get sailing, shall we? Alright, let's get going. You're going to hit the little sail button, and you'll see your ship starts to move. As somebody in charge, you can do one of two things, really. Well, 3, I guess. You can laze around the ship, or go up in the crow's nest. You could station, or you could duty navigate. In this case, we're going to go sit up at the crow's nest. Up in the crow's nest, you'll notice that your vessel panel stays the exact same as it did before, but you have a larger view of the ocean around you. This will allow you to see incoming ships, and also gives you an okay place to sit while you're hiring jobbers. Ideally, when you're on a sloop, you want your station breakup to be 1 carpenter, 1 bilger, 2 to 3 sailors, yourself, and a gunner. In this case, Electric Dice is our lovely gunner this evening. Now, if we come out of the crow's nest here, which you can do by either clicking the return to game button at the top corner, or by clicking the little mini-map icon, you can come to the chart a course table and zoom in on your ship. You see this white circle around your ship? This is called your radar. Any ship that is inside that circle will show up, such as this little color arrow thing here, that's a ship. It allows you to view incoming vessels from further away, For the most part, a ship of that color is not going to attack us. It also allows you to see where you are on your route, how far you gotta go. And it is amazing if you want to evade battles, especially if you're doing a trade or evade run. The helm is not the only place that you can access this screen. You can access it from down below deck at the navigation table, but you can also access it above deck in the crow's nest, or anywhere for that matter. You can access it from your booty panel, charts, your known world, view. This will work no matter where you are on the vessel, including the crow's nest, and it does not kick you out of the crow's nest. So when you click return to game, it will return you here. This that we're sitting on is called a league point. When you're at a league point, the vessel will stop. When it stops, as an officer, you'll see the sail button. If you click that, the vessel will go. Makes sense, right? You'll also see, when we clicked sail, sail turned into turnabout. If you press it, your ship will do a 180, magically, and head back in the direction it came. We could turn about again, it would do the same thing. Turning about does lose a good chunk of speed, so do it sparingly. When you return to a league point, and you hit sail, you will continue in the direction that you're charted. Turning about does not invert your charting, it will just take you to the last league point that you stopped at. Just a quick note, when you are on the radar, you can in fact hit the sail button without getting out of it. Just something to keep in mind. Alright everyone, we got ourselves a jobber. It comes up in your Ahoy tab, job applicants. These pirates applied for your job posting. You can click the name, and it will come up with their pirate page. It allows you to look at their stats, their crew, etc. And then you can click the hire button to offer them a job with your crew. You can see in the chat, it says they were invited to job for our crew, and they declined the job offer. Their loss. So we just keep on floating and we wait for another one. There we go, didn't have to wait long. We can look at their pirate page, and then we can hire them. You can see it says they took a job, they came aboard, and a bot left the vessel. We're just gonna greet them there. We want to make sure that the bots sort themselves all out. They did, in fact, do that. So we'll just keep going. We're gonna have to pay attention when we get into battle, because our gunner is sailing, which means this bot on carpentry is going to have to move to sails when it can. If you hover over the stations, you can see how many stations are aboard the ship and how many pirates are filling them. In this case, 3 stations are on the ship, 3 pirates are filling. 2 and 2. There are 2 bilge stations, but only 1 pirate occupying. Lazing about, there is no max. As you would know from your time being a pirate previously, at a league point, a duty report is generated. How do you see this duty report if you're not on a station, you might ask? For monitoring purposes, of course. If you click escape on your keyboard, it will come up with the duty report for your vessel, and then escape again to close it. Really useful information if you need to watch and make sure that a pirate is not booching or something of the sorts like that, especially on larger vessels. It's just good to keep. You can see a ship is turned to attack us here. Comes up with its might ring, which I will explain more in a later video. And on the targeted ship panel, you can see crew, crew rank, ship name. Instead of flag, it says brigands, barbarians, merchants, ship class, and there's a lovely attack button if you wish to engage them manually. In this case, we're going to let them attack us like they have here. When you're attacking a ship, or a ship is attacking you, a little green ring shows up, it turns red when you go into battle like that. We're going to fast forward through the BNav here, and I will give a quick explanation in the fight as to what you can do as a leader. Other than that, I would like to mention here, the gunner did push the bot back onto sailing for us. Didn't have to do that, we would have done it, so we don't have to worry about that either. Alright, so here we go into the fray. As you can see, I've grappled the other ship. And we will go into a sword fight in a moment. Alright. In a sword fight, and in a rumble, but in a sword fight, you'll see little gray blocks at the bottom of your board. They represent damage that was dealt during the battle nav. Enemy pirates are along the side there. You can click on an enemy pirate to attack them. You'll see a little white box show up around them. Or you can use the A and S key. A moves up, S moves down. Ideally, you only want 2 to 3 people on each pirate, as anything more than that, the game doesn't actually register. By the same token, you do not want to solo, so just keep that in mind as well. When building greedy strikes, should you care about them, you're looking for blocks, solid blocks of 12. So just maybe keep that in mind as well. And there we go. That's a win. After you finish the fight, in your Ahoy tab, you'll get a booty plundered rant, pieces of 8, commodities, any maps, and then you can just click OK to dismiss it. It's the same for everybody. You can view charts that were moved. Charts go into the table. To view where a sea monster hunt chart is, you can click it and drag it into the table, and then just click the minus symbol a little bit. Hey, that's not a bad haunted seas. And that's how that works. So thank you everybody very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part of officer training. Good luck, mates. Happy sailing.